Hello and welcome. My name is Lexi and here I like to talk about luxury beauty. Today we are taking a look at the new HERMES lipsticks for fall 2022. There are 3 new shades. They are all matte, but there's one that's a little different. So this is how they come packaged, your typical HERMES packaging if you are familiar with it. So you've got this white box here, it's not exactly pure white, but then inside you have this little push-through orange HERMES box. Then you have the little kind of canvas slip cover, and inside you have your lipsticks. So the limited edition shades, such as these, all have, this more unique packaging here with different colors here. And, if you want, you can take these out, you can mix and match them into other packaging, ones that you perhaps already have previously or whatever. So they are technically refillable, but limited edition shades, you cannot purchase the actual lipstick as a refill. So you can purchase something from the permanent line to put in these cases when you are done with them. Now, the 3 for fall all have a metallic cover or color in the center here. So you can see they all have a little bit of a metallic shade in the center portion. We've got our HERMES logo on a concave disc on the top. Color information is on the bottom. Let's just go ahead and pull one up. These are magnetic. And just so you can see the full bullet here. So I just want to put these 2 up close so you can see. You can kind of see a difference between the 2 of these with their finishes. And notice they both have that matte appearance on the outside, but look at the portion that has been worn. This one here, which is shade number 81, is actually a metallic matte. The other 2 shades in this collection are just the traditional matte lipstick from HERMES. And I have to say, when I first tried the traditional HERMES matte lipsticks, the permanent ones that originally came out, I found them to be a bit drying. The limited edition shades since then, I feel, have been better. They've been more improved since the very first launch. I still think that they can be a little bit drying though if you use them day in and day out. So if you are going to wear them every single day, they can feel a little bit drying, but they are not drying if I wear them just for 2 or 3 days in a row and take a little break. That I don't have an issue with. So let's take a look at the 3 shades here. This one is number 62, Rouge Feu. And look at this. It's a really beautiful red shade. And let's go ahead and swatch this. And we're just going to build up a little bit on the bottom so you can kind of see that. Look at that beautiful red. Right away, this makes me think of a few shades. We will be doing some comparisons. So we're going to leave a little bit of space for comparisons between the 3 HERMES shades. Next, we have number 76, Rouge Cinabre. And that, I believe that is Cinnabar, and it made me think right away of something that was going to be a little bit more orangey than it actually is. You can see that this shade is actually going to be fairly rosy. And, I think this is actually my favorite of the 3 shades. And it was the one that I liked the least from the promo photos. However, my favorite case is this one, which is the Rouge Métal number 81. Matte Métal number 81 in Rouge Granat. And look at this shade here. It's just so pretty. This is what I have on my lips right now. You can see right away, just from the swatching, that this shade is going to be a little bit lighter, less intense. There is a textural difference between these. These mattes here are more like your traditional HERMES mattes. They are a little bit thicker in formulation. They go on super creamy. They're thin for a matte lipstick, but they have a little grip. Whereas this feels a little bit more slippery on the lips. There's a little bit more glide, and it feels a little bit thinner. So this metallic feels like there is perhaps a little bit more silicone in it, and I feel like that's also one of the reasons why it has a little bit less pigmentation right off the bat. It's not the shade. I feel like it is actually the formula difference, which makes this go on a little bit lighter. You can of course build it up, but overall it's not as strong in pigmentation as the other two shades. So let's take a look at these lip demos so you can see the colors on my lips. And I'm putting them on first very, very gently with kind of a light layer. This is kind of the effect that you would get if you were to just sort of stamp your lips with it, if you want a very soft color, and it goes on very easily. And then we're going over that a few times so you can really see that pigmentation build up. Now, the first two shades, again, are going to be your matte lipsticks. They have more of that velvety matte texture on the lips. They look very, very sophisticated, very velvety to the touch. When we get to the metallic shade, number 81, this is a gorgeous shade. There's a little bit of a metallic vibe. You can see the metallic appearance of it on the bullet after you use it. But prior to using it, it just looks like one of the matte lipsticks. I have to say though, on the lips, it's not as metallic looking as I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a little bit more, I guess, catch the light a little bit more than it actually does. So it's a subtle metallic. So it's actually very sophisticated for a metallic lipstick. And we're going to compare these for sure next to the new Guerlain Rouge G metallic mattes. And let's go ahead and move on to comparisons. We're going to start off with the metallic mattes that I have from Guerlain. These are the new Rouge G lipsticks, and they have limited edition butterfly cases. I love these cases. I highly recommend them. We're starting off with 530M, and we're going to go ahead and swatch this down here. You can see that this shade is going to be warmer, whereas the Rouge Granat from Hermes has more of that berry look, but you notice right away that the Guerlain has more pigmentation, whereas the Hermes is going to be a little bit more sheer. This is 721. And you can see this is going to be a little bit closer in color to the Rouge Granat, but again, this is going to be more of a warmer pink shade compared to that more vibrant berry look. Again, you can notice the difference in pigmentation levels as well. And just so you can see that case there, I mean, it is absolutely stunning. The third butterfly case here. This is number 829 that we're going to look at. And this shade is not going to go with this, but you can see it's definitely more purple than the Rouge Granat, which has more of that pink in there. And then I did just pick up another Guerlain Rouge G. So I had really wanted this one and it took me a while. I couldn't decide, but 880, which is probably my favorite red from Guerlain. And this is in the metallic. And I'm going to go ahead and swatch this up here as well. So you can see the shade of red next to the Hermes. And again, this Hermes is 62 Rouge Feu. So you can notice right away that this Guerlain shade has a pretty strong metallic presence. This Hermes obviously is not metallic. Notice the difference in the amount of metallic vibe you get from the Guerlain versus the Hermes. Let's take a look at some more shades in the Guerlain Velvet line. This is one of the Guerlain Velvets in 888. I'm going to put that one right here. You can see that this is going to be a little bit dustier, and it's also going to be a little bit warmer. This middle shade of the Hermes is 76 Rouge Cinabre. So this is Rouge Cinabre. This is 888 in the Guerlain Velvets. This is 880 in the Velvets. So this is the 880 in metallic. This is the velvet version. And here is the Hermes and number 62 Rouge Feu. You can see that the shade is going to be fairly similar between the two. This is one of the Guerlain Legendary Reds in the Velvet formula. This one's 1870. I'm going to put that right here. And you can see that this one here is actually fairly close to Rouge Cinabre number 76. So they do have a similarity. I would say that the Guerlain has just a little bit more pink in it, and the Hermes, it's actually a little bit more red than pink. So very, very slight difference. I think they are fairly close shades. This is another legendary red in 1830. This one's going to be more orangey, and this is what I was expecting the Rouge Cinabre from Hermes to look more like. You can see there's definitely more of that burnt orange vibe. Absolutely love this shade. If you can get your hands on it, I would highly recommend it. And the last legendary red in the velvet is 1925. And you can see this one's going to be just a little bit more orangey than the Hermes lipstick. Now, this is one of the Rouge Hermes mattes, number 54, Rose Nuit, that came out a while back. And I just want to show you what this looks like here. You can see these little like bumps on here. This is why I typically don't buy the Hermes mattes, but the fact that I was seeing in some of the promos that there was a metallic matte, I had to try it. And actually it was very unclear whether all three of them were going to be metallics or what. I honestly had no idea. So I picked up all three, hoping for matte metallics. I was happy to see at least one of them is. We're going to look at some of the Givenchy deep velvets. This is 38 Grenat Fumé. We're going to put that one right here. This is going to be a bit deeper and more purple. You can see it goes more so with the Guerlain Rouge G. This is number 14, Rose Boisé. Let's put that right there. You can see that this is going to be a little bit more purple than the Hermes, which is going to be more pink. But if you put on a light layer, you're going to get a fairly similar color with a light layer of both of those. This is the Rouge Dior 999 Velvet, and I want to put that one right here. This is going to be a little bit more orange than the Hermes, but it's still a pretty close color. Another Givenchy, the Rouge Deep Velvet. This is 36 L'Interdit, and I have to say this is the one that the Hermes shade made me think of right off the bat. You can see that they are fairly close. The Givenchy is going to be slightly warmer, but honestly, they're very, very close. We're going to take a look at a couple of the Givenchy Le Rouge Sheer Velvets. These aren't going to be quite as pigmented. You can build these up. This is number 36 L'Interdit. Just so you can kind of see that difference there. You're still going to have a very similar color. The sheer velvet is basically, I mean, it's actually a little bit cooler than the deep velvet. So these are almost the same color. It's just going to be lighter. And this one here is Rouge Grenat, number 39. Put that right down here. And you can see that this is going to be more purple. And last up, we have some Lisa Eldridge shades. So this is Velvet Ribbon. Let's go ahead and put that one here. Let's put it right here. You can kind of see that. This is going to be more pink. It's a cooler tone shade, and it's going to be a little bit brighter. This here is Velvet Cinnabar, and I have to say the Lisa Eldridge Cinnabar lip liner goes very well with this shade Rouge Cinabre. But you can see that the lipstick is going to be deeper, has a little bit more orange in it, more of that like cinnamon shade, and overall it's going to be warmer. This is Velvet Beauty. Let's see if we can fit that here. Okay, and you can see this is going to be more of a soft mauve. Doesn't have that more vibrant pink that you have in the Hermes shade. We also have Velvet Myth. Let's put that one right here. Again, it's going to be more purple, but it is more vibrant as well. So I hope these comparisons were helpful if you decide you want to pick up any of these. I have to say that overall, I really like the packaging for these. I love this metallic mid piece. I really wish all three of those were metallic mattes though. I feel like if you're gonna have a metallic portion on here, that should signify that the color inside is metallic. And again, this is the only one that's technically a metallic matte. I do wish that it was a little bit more metallic than it is. It's pretty subtle on the lips. But I do really appreciate it for what it is. I like how sheer it is. It makes it a little bit easier to wear sometimes than something a little bit more pigmented. Overall, I have to say I really do like all three of these. and I'm happy I picked these up. So my favorite though actually is this 76 Rouge Cinnabre. And I think overall for me, you know, this is such a classic red. I have shades very, very similar to this, but I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite shades. But yeah, I'd have to go with this as my number one. So I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think of these. Let me know if you decide to pick up any of these. And by the way, I picked mine up from Bergdorf's. That's where I've seen them so far, but they will be coming out to other retailers soon. And I know they have one shade on at Selfridges at the moment. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day.